True victory depends not on the things that affect you, but on how you react to them. I am Marcus Aurelius, Roman Emperor, and also a thinker. Throughout my life, I never let my throne and power get in the way of my inner peace. This power and status could not help me in the difficulties I faced. It was like a burden I carried on my back. These burdens reminded me every day of the importance of finding inner tranquility. The responsibilities of being Emperor of Rome, commanding thousands of soldiers, wars, and the demands of the people taught me about a life shaped only by one's reaction to the outside world. This was actually a turning point for me. Stoicism became my greatest guide. This philosophy educated me and gave me the power to manage my emotions, thoughts, and behavior. Stoicism teaches that man should live in accordance with the laws of nature, as part of the universal order. This philosophy reminded me that finding inner peace is more important than anything you encounter in the outside world. The challenges I have faced throughout my life have taught me one thing clearly. True victory depends not on the things that affect you, but on how you react to them. This thought has been my guide throughout my life. Even when I became emperor, I tried to find peace in my inner world, beyond this world and all the chaos it brings. When I was introduced to Stoicism, my outlook on life changed radically. My reactions to others, my achievements, my anger, my fears and worries no longer had to define me. Instead, I needed to achieve inner peace by properly managing my thoughts and emotions. These teachings not only gave me personal guidance, but also helped me to govern as Roman Emperor in a more just, calm, and balanced way. Now, I am going to offer you the most valuable lessons of my life. Not just philosophical reflections, but teachers to help you cope with life's challenges and discover your inner strength. Stoicism taught me that true power in life is not based on the outside world, but on the ability to react correctly to it. Life fluctuates like a sea that tests you every moment. Events in the outside world sometimes capsize you. You are constantly confronted by things that make you angry, afraid, worried. But in reality, you have only one power to overcome everything: your own inner strength. You cannot block the storms outside, but you have the power to determine how you move through them. The real victory you have is how much calm you can harbor within you in these storms. It's easy to say the outside world should never affect you, but it's how you react to those influences that matters. Finding your inner peace means going beyond any reaction to external events. It's a choice, not just in one moment, but in every moment, in every situation. In every moment, you have to make a new decision, a new will to maintain your inner peace. A person's strength is measured by their ability to manage their anger, desires, and fears. If you let these emotions lead you, you become a prisoner of them. But the real man is the one who manages his emotions by observing them. No external achievement, no matter how great, can give you true fulfillment unless you control the peace within yourself. The most fundamental thing I learned as a Stoic is this: to manage our emotions is not to suppress them, but to understand them correctly and to direct them in the right way. Each emotional reaction reminds us how transient and uncontrollable life is. But these reminders give us freedom in how we respond to it. Running away from anger, hatred, or pain is just running away. The real solution is to approach and understand them in the right way. The most valuable achievement for a Stoic is to find inner tranquility. This is not just a defense, but a way of life. When you find peace in your inner world, everything you experience in the outer world will have no power over you. You can decide at any moment, in any situation, what you feel and what you think. The real power is in how you react to external events. People may hurt you, accuse you falsely, belittle you. But remember, their actions are only their essence, not yours. Your inner peace does not depend on the actions of others, only on how you react to them. What others do, say, or feel in the outside world should not directly affect you. Do not magnify their misbehavior, their words that humiliate you, or their injustices in your own inner world. Stoicism teaches us the art of maintaining inner tranquility in the face of the uncontrollable behavior of others. We cannot change people's thoughts and behavior, but we can completely control how we react to that behavior. Getting angry at others when you see them wrong will only cause you to lose your own peace of mind. Obsessing over the actions of others harms not only you, but also those around you. When their mistakes become part of your life, you enlarge their sphere of influence. If their external actions dominate your inner world, you are doomed to live with these reactions every day. Instead of preoccupying your mind with the behavior of others, shape your own behavior. Because the only thing you can control is your thoughts, your attitudes, and your actions. The actions of others do not affect you. If you direct the energy you spend on trying to influence them to finding your own inner strength, the behavior of others cannot be powerful enough to take away your peace of mind. It's about not letting their journey become an obstacle to yours, instead of seeing their mistakes as your primary problem. True power reflects the value we place on ourselves, not the value we place on others. We cannot change the past, and we cannot know the future yet. But the present moment, this very moment, is the only real period of time we have been given. From the Stoic point of view, the greatest mistake for a human being is to live in the regrets of the past or the anxieties of the future. Only by living in the moment can one find freedom. To live in the past is like dancing with a shadow. To live in the future is to be caught up in a dream. True life is hidden in the depths of the present moment. If you build your whole life only on the mistakes of the past or the uncertainties of the future, you will miss every passing moment. This is wasting your life. I say spend all your strength to live in the present moment, because there is no life outside the moment. Neither the past nor the future can claim you as much as this moment. This moment is the only moment you can shape your life. Every moment of your life gains meaning through your thoughts and actions. Neither your past nor your future should affect you. The past does not blame you or reward you. It is just the past. The future waits for you, but comes without recognizing you. Therefore, there is only one thing in every moment, the power of your present action. And this power shapes you, determines you. As a Stoic, you must understand that as a Stoic, you must live each moment carefully, without being constantly caught in the whirlpool of what if or what if thoughts. The present moment is when you have the greatest power. Every action, every thought, every word reflects the moment. This means that you never waste your life in vain. To understand this is to be liberated in the deepest sense. Everything in the external world is impermanent. Only the present moment, right here and now, is a reality under your control. To live in the moment is to focus on what you need to do right now, without getting caught up in the traces that the past and the future will leave on your soul. Your past is shaped by your memories, and your future is shaped by your thoughts. But now, everything is in your control. Life is a constant struggle and a series of difficulties. Sometimes we face great obstacles, and sometimes even the smallest difficulties tire us out. But remember, challenges do not define you. Each challenge is an opportunity to discover your inner strength, to run away from difficulties, to fear them, to despair of overcoming them, is in fact the greatest defeat. As a Stoic, one should see difficulties as an inner test. Life will challenge you because life tests the limits of your virtue and patience. Succeeding in this test is possible only if every obstacle makes you stronger. Difficulties are there to teach you, not just to upset or destroy you. Stoicism says that every external event should be recognized as an inner experience. No matter how great the challenge is, how you react to them defines who you really are. Challenges are opportunities because they change you, mature you, and make you stronger. Every challenge is the beginning of a path to success. Understanding this is the first step to success. When you face challenges, be ready not only to overcome them, but also to learn from them. Challenges show you who you are and what you value. Every obstacle is an opportunity to take another step on the path of developing inner virtue. Don't let difficulties shake you. The storms outside cannot capsize you, because the sea within is calm and patient. Be prepared to get up again at every fall, to emerge stronger from every blow. True strength is not in falling down, but in getting up again every time. A Stoic learns from his difficulties and uses these lessons as tools for inner growth. Remember this: challenges push you beyond your limits. The greater the difficulties, the greater your triumph. Look at them as teachers, not just obstacles. If you can find your inner strength, no challenge can bring you down. Every morning I watched the sunrise. Every evening I listened to the silence of the night, because nature is not only around us, it is within us. Its order is our guide to life. Nature seems chaotic, but there is an order, a wisdom in its depths. And we humans are part of this order. For a Stoic, one of the greatest virtues is to live in accordance with this order, that is, nature. No more, no less, to accept what is and to act in harmony with it. The wind blows because it must. The leaf falls because the time has come. And you should see every moment you live, every event that happens to you, in accordance with the flow of nature. Because everything in this world is based on a reason. Nothing that is against nature can exist for long. And man finds meaning not by resisting nature, but by becoming one with it, by dissolving into it. To adapt to nature is not only to love trees, the sky, animals. It also means understanding human nature, seeing and accepting its flaws. Because the weaknesses of others are also a reflection of nature. Being angry at them is like trying to make rivers flow in reverse. Man's task is not to change nature, but to understand its laws. Both sorrows and joys are cycles of nature. They all come and go with time. Just as a flower blooms in its own time, a human being matures in his own time. So don't panic, don't resist, don't complain. Just adapt. Adaptation is not surrender. It is wisdom. Just as nature patiently grows a tree, it shapes you through your experiences. When you resist, you break, but when you move with it, you take root and rise. Immerse yourself in the wisdom of nature, because nature teaches us not only how to live, but also how to live. I have lived in a noisy world, but I have sought silence within myself, because peace escapes when it is sought outside. It remains when it is found within. Many people look for happiness in external things, in praise, money, titles, or temporary joys. But all these things are like the wind. They come and go. If anything is permanent, it is the tranquility within. One's peace is in one's own judgment. You cannot control the outside world, but you can control your thoughts. I became an emperor. I had power. I had authority. But if I had storms inside, my throne could not give me peace. So I made it a habit to go back to myself every morning, to purify my mind. One cannot understand anything without knowing oneself. And inner balance comes from knowing oneself. Some days I was on the battlefield, some days in the palace. But I realized that the real battle was not outside, but inside. The victories I won in the battle against my own anger. Anxiety and desires were greater than the victories I won over my enemies. It is not what happens that wears a person down, but what he thinks about it. Peace comes not when everything goes right, but when you learn not to be shaken, even when things don't go right. Storms may blow, but the harbor inside must remain calm. No matter how chaotic it is outside, don't move away from the center inside, because that center is your true home. You cannot find inner peace by others praising you. It all starts when you forgive yourself, when you befriend yourself. That's why every night before I go to sleep, I ask myself, have I been true to myself today? If the answer was yes, the silence of the world would fill me. No human being is complete. Each one is an unfinished work. And I woke up every morning and faced my shortcomings, because true wisdom begins when you realize how little you know. To be a good person, you have to start over every day. That was a promise I made to myself. I did not live as a man sitting on a throne, but as a student, an apprentice of his own soul. The most dangerous illusion is to think that you no longer need to improve. Some days my pride told me, you have had enough. But the Stoic teaching whispered to me, the moment you think you are is the moment you stop. Every new day was an opportunity to leave my old self behind. Because someone who cannot transcend himself can never guide another. My biggest goal was to become more virtuous, more patient, more understanding. I have lived not to celebrate victories, but to understand mistakes, to correct intentions, to purify thoughts. Self-improvement is not to be superior to others, but to be better today than you were yesterday. Those who engage in physical training strengthen their muscles. We Stoics try to strengthen the muscles of the soul. Patience, humility, self-control, justice. Unless we work on these virtues, progress is only outward. The food of the soul is thought, and the cultivation of thought is a time-consuming craft. Man cannot grow until he learns to look at his own mistakes. So, every day, I asked myself, what made you better today? If I didn't have an answer, the day was wasted. Because the purpose of life is to constantly walk towards a better version of yourself. The cries of victory and the boos reached my ears with the same silence. Because a soul that grows with the applause of the outside world is doomed to collapse with the scorn of the same world. However, I have tied my soul not to the outside, but to the inside. Praise and scorn come and go, but virtue remains constant. I had many days in the empire. The Senate praised me. The people filled the streets, shouting my name. But in those moments I always asked myself, if they did not know my name today, would I still be the same man? Whether I succeeded or failed in the eyes of others did not change my truth. Because for a Stoic, true success is living according to your own nature. Winning and losing are both external events. Our task is to control our reaction to these events. Many people in history have been led astray by victory. How many people have found themselves in failure? That's why I have not made success an idol, nor have I treated failure as a catastrophe, because both are transitory. The strong is not the one who triumphs, but the one who does not let victory intoxicate him. I did not tie my inner world to external circumstances, because to be a Stoic is to be able to keep calm inside in the storm of the outside. And remember, a sailor shows himself not only in calm weather, but also in storms. So I took the storms as an opportunity to test my virtue. Life can lift you up one day, and it can bring you down one day. But either way, you must learn to stay in your own inner center. The one who praises you and the one who belittles you may be the same person, but you should keep an equal distance from both. I cannot control what happens in the world, but I can choose how I react to them. And that choice is where my true power begins. It is not the events themselves that disturb us, but the judgments we make about them. A war, a betrayal, a death, or a loss. I didn't choose any of these things, but in my inner world I determined the meaning I gave to these events, because what is outside must remain outside. What happens inside takes the form of the soul. What happens to you does not define you. How you receive them reveals who you are. If the storm knocks, I open the door and greet it. Because the Stoic does not fight events, he gives them shape. As a potter needs clay, so the sage needs what happens to him. When the people revolted, I was patient. When disease attacked my body, I waited with equanimity. For I have learned that the anger of the external passes, but the way I react to it either degrades or elevates me. Your reaction to external events shapes your inner character. If you resist them, you are broken. If you fight them, you are exhausted. But if you accept and shape them, life becomes your creation. Your task is not to change what is, but to remain human in what is. Because we cannot stop the wind, but we can adjust the sail accordingly. I am an emperor. I had armies. My laws were in force. My palaces were silent, but my eyes were always awake. And yet every morning I reminded myself of death. Because death is not only the end, it is the scale that gives life its meaning. To live is to die a little every day. And the one who realizes this lives each moment more deeply. When my body became weak, when my eyes darkened, when my friends were left behind one by one, I realized that the one who fears death is the one who has not lived. But I have lived every day as if it were my last, so I am ready for death. To be a Stoic is not to run away from death, but to be friends with it. Death is not an enemy, but the last gift nature has given me. I cried when I was born. Now, when I'm gone, I want to smile quietly. Death is a just law of nature, and nature has never been your enemy. You're going to die. I've died. We're all on this great march. But that's not the point. The point is this: when you were alive, did you really live? If time is a river, we are a brief reflection on its banks. It is not how long that reflection lasts, but how deep it is. A question for you. If you live the way you live today, will you regret it with your last breath? Or can you raise your head high, look death in the eye, and say, I lived? I am Marcus Aurelius. I was once the most powerful man in Rome, but today I'm no different from you. I too have suffered. I too have lost. And all I sought was inner serenity. Today I have shared with you the 10 lights I have been holding on to in order to achieve that serenity, from self-control to facing death, from training your mind to living in peace with nature. These lessons have stood the test of time. I'm dead, and so is my empire. But these ideas still live on, because truth is like gold. The soil changes, but it shines the same. Now it's your turn. Ask yourself, which of these 10 lessons spoke to you? Which one can you invite into your life today? Share with me in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts, because true philosophy is deepened by talking, sharing, living, not just reading. If this journey has brought you something, be a part of this channel. Don't forget to subscribe to learn and grow together. And remember, when the mind is free, chains become invisible. Goodbye, my thought comrade. Hope to meet again in a new conversation.